Welcome to the next episode of Hey OG, Nice Kicks. In this episode, we're going to talk about another Jordan, Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG in the collection. If you're new to this channel, it's a real simple concept. I'm an old guy, an OG, who's talking about his kicks in his collection. The background is a brick background that represents the inner city from where I'm from. On this channel, we keep it, because it's not a we, it's an I, keep it raw and uncut. Basically what I do is I put the sneaker up, and whatever comes to mind, that comes out of my mouth, is what I record and what I share with you all. I said in my last episode, I don't know why anyone would care what I think about anything, because I really don't take myself that seriously or care. And basically we're talking about sneakers, but I figured, during the pandemic, even though the pandemic is, thank God, almost over, hopefully sooner rather than later. We're not there yet. We have some ways to go. But with that said, I figured, okay, I paid the money for these sneakers. I'm not wearing these sneakers. I'm not wearing these kicks, so let's do something with them. So I figured, let's start a YouTube channel and talk about them. And I can archive my sneakers and talk about them at the same time. So I'm killing two birds, with one stone. So with that said, kick the intro. The OG stands for old guy. Just an old guy talking that ish about my kicks. Raw and uncut. Keeping it 100 about these kicks I'm wearing. Channel about the kicks and nothing but the kicks. Okay, let's do this. So when these Air Jordan 1 High OG puppies came out, I slept on them for a while. It took me a while for them to grow on me and for me to like them. And initially when they came out, I thought it was a nice shoe because of all the information it has on this shoe. It has all of Jordan's stats on the back heel, on the barcode. I did like the yellow and white accents. I just wasn't a fan of I'm going to call it the perforated leather, the leather with the holes in it going around the shoe. It was a different shoe. I never saw a Jordan look like that before. So initially I saw this in the store and I slept on it. And I slept on it to the point where they ran out of stock in the store. Because every time I would go in the mall and I would see these shoes, I was like, nah, and I was debating. Then it finally, when I said, okay, yeah, I'm going to pull the trigger and purchase these, they were gone, they were out of stock. So then I had to pay a little extra, just a little extra. Now I'm thinking back, I got these for retail on one of those sites that I will not name because they have to pay me. And why would they pay me? Because I only have 2 subscribers to this channel. And one of them is myself on another YouTube channel. But that's the joke, the ongoing joke on this channel. But so I did get these for a good price on one of those sites. I think if I did pay over retail, it was maybe a small amount, $10, $20 over retail, if that, because I bought these a while ago. I did wear these once. It's a comfortable shoe. I like the shoe. I like all the information that it provides. I'm just mad I slept on it because now that I have it in my collection, it's actually one of my favorite Air Jordan 1 highs because of how unique the shoe is. And I was thinking, looking at the stats on this shoe, looking at Jordan's average per game and rebounds per game and the information that's available on the shoe, and I'm thinking, man, I wonder how many points Jordan would have scored in today's NBA, where you can't touch anybody, you can't breathe on anyone. You pretty much, at least, it's an offensive focused game. It focuses on scoring. But we all know that defense wins championships. The one other thing I like about this shoe is on the outside it has the white swoosh, and on the inside, the insole of the shoe, on the inside it has the yellow swoosh, which I think is a nice design accent. But I was thinking if Jordan played in today's NBA and if he focused on the three-point shot like they focus on now, and he probably would average 40 again. He would be like a James Harden. I'm thinking maybe a James Harden type of player where he would have been scoring like Harden, but he plays defense. He would have been a better version of, well, of course, he is a better version of Harden. He's a 10 times better version of Harden. I mean, I think Harden's a great ball player and it's great to watch and a great scorer, but Harden doesn't play defense. Jordan was all defense, and Jordan was kind of a leader of a team, didn't run to a team that already was stacked. Jordan just built around him. Back in the day, the Boston Celtics had, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, and you had Detroit with Isaiah and Dumas and Rodman. Jordan just had work from the draft. Pippen, Horace Grant, B.J. Armstrong. I remember all those guys were drafted. Because I'm an OG, I'm an old guy. I remember watching the draft when these guys were drafted. I remember when Jordan was drafted. I remember when Jordan hit the shot against Georgetown and Jordan was a sophomore going up against Len Bias, University of Maryland. Boy, if Len Bias would have made the NBA, it would have been fire. Len Bias was, I wonder if Jordan would be Jordan if Len Bias was in the NBA. I still wonder about that. But with that stated, it's a great shoe. Looking at the stats, it really makes you think, what Jordan, he averaged 30.1 points per game. In today's NBA, I would think Jordan would probably average 40, 42. Because you can't touch him. Because when Jordan played, they used to beat him up, hit him. He played against the Knicks, Patrick Ewing and Charles Oakley and John Starks and Ron Harper and those guys. I mean, Jordan played against some tough guys. Detroit beat him up. Boston beat him up. Nowadays, you can't touch anybody. So I'm thinking Jordan would have averaged 40 easy. Easy average 40. And would have been Defensive Player of the Year, first team. All Defensive Player of the first team. Jordan was the best of his era. I would say two guards, Jordan, Kobe, and I'm going to throw somebody in there that people probably wouldn't think I would throw in there. I'm going to throw in Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade was a beast. He was a beast. I mean, I'm a Dwayne Wade fan. So with that said, all that jibber jabber that just came out of my mouth, again, it just comes out raw. Whatever comes to mind, I say. I'm going to show you all how these puppies look on feet. Please stand by. 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 Okay, so this is how these puppies look on feet. Again, fire shoe. A lot of information about Jordan's stats on this shoe. I wanted a pair of white Jordans in the collection. I still may get a pair of all white Jordans, but I didn't want to just have plain white, all white shoes. It kind of reminds me of having the Air Force One back in the day, even though I still wear Air Force Ones. Don't have any in the collection right now. Do I have any? I think I might have one pair left. I gave the rest away. But fire shoe, nice shoe, great design. I slept on it for a minute. I told myself, go with your instinct in the beginning. Don't think about it too hard. It ain't complicated, it's just shoes. If you like them, get them. You only live once. Go for it. Like Nike says and encourages us to do, especially when it comes to buying their shoes, just do it. So, not that I missed out on anything because I have enough sneakers in the collect to satisfy my craving for sneakers, but I saw these sitting in the store for months, and as soon as I wanted to go pull the trigger, per se, they ran out of stock, and then I had to go onto one of the sites. But with that said, thank you for joining me for this episode of Hey OG, nice kicks, man. Peace.